Okay, so I got the tank here. I just ground out like the rock chips and the big gashes in the paint, and just kind of feathered those all around because I'm going to spray it. I've already lined the tank and cleaned that part of it up. Yeah, so I'm just going to clean up these rest of these little parts and then throw it in the booth. Now I got everything like feathered down. I'm just going to scotch everything, and I'm not going to take too much time. I'm just trying to make this stuff look, you know, better than what it was. It was spray painted on a bunch of times, and I'm just knocking the ugly off and scotching and painting. All right, so I've DA'd most of this tank, all the old nasty stickers that were in characters from Japan off, and I left the maintenance one, even though it's in Japan. You can kind of make sense of it, but all that other crap just DA'd off 80 grit, and then feathered in all the other rock chips, and now I just need to scotch up the corners, and it's ready to shoot. Okay, I got the tank in the booth. I feathered out all the rock chips and rust that was on this thing. I'm just gonna do a quick seal on that since I got bare metal. And then I'll show you guys what I like to use for just like cheap projects like this, like paint wise. I mean, you don't want to spend a lot of money on paint, and you want it to hold up if you're going to go through this work of cleaning it up like this and making it look good. So you don't want to use the real junky stuff that's going to fail on you, but you also, I mean, it's not cost effective to use, I guess, the high-end good stuff. So I'll show you what's worked really good for me in the past, and maybe this helps somebody. Alright, so I'm just using standard automotive sealer, a dark scrappy feed paint gun with a 1/4 fluid tip on it, a universal needle, and a regulator for my using for the sealer gun. Okay, so that's the color of safety yellow, and that's a color of equipment yellow. So I'm gonna head back to the store and get equipment yellow. I don't wanna change up the color that much. So back to the store, and then we'll do this mix. All right, so 3 Home Depots later, 1 Ace. And all I can find is the gloss sunburst yellow. So I got that in my PPS cup, and I'm just gonna thin it down just by sight. I've done this enough to where call that 15%. Then I'll stir that up, and I'll shoot that with a 1/4 tip and go from there. The thing to note about like using this Rust-Oleum, and it really doesn't have the UV protection, so it fades after time. But I've used like Lessenol clear coat on top of this, and did a chemical bond, and it holds up great. I haven't had any problems with it. I've had wheels I've done with this stuff, and I have no chipping, no clear coat separation, and I've had those wheels on my truck for 10 years now. So this concoction works good, and yeah, it's definitely a budget way to go. I mean, a quart of this stuff's $9, so with some cheap thinner, thin it 10%, 15%. Don't do any more than that, and it lays down great. So here we go.
last coat and where it's at. I'll probably end up shooting this again once it's on the machine when I do the whole thing. So, because I also want to put some, I'm going to find the cheap here. I'm going to clear the whole thing because this Rust-Oleum fades, like I said. And if you're going to do this, make sure you're getting the oil-based Rust-Oleum. If you're going to do it with there. So, here we go.
Alright, so it's next day now, tank's dry. Just wanted to talk about what I did to restore the gas tank. I used the Works toilet bowl cleaner to eat the rust. I had a bunch of this left over. I used it on my boat. My boat's on a buoy for the summer, and it gets all algae and all that, and it works really good on cleaning up your bolt hull. Spray that on there. Thing to note, if you're going to use that to clean up your gel coat on your boat, don't have a galvanized trailer or get it on anything that's galvanized. It reacts really bad with that. But other than that, I saw on YouTube a guy used it to clean out a metal gas tank, so I thought I'd give it a try. I had some laying around. It's only $1, so threw it in there. Thought it couldn't hurt. Did amazing job. I put 5, I don't know if these are quarts or whatever these are, 5 of these in there, and then put in some bolts and stuff and shook it up around and laid it on one side for a day, the other side for a day, roof for a day, the back for a day, the bottom for a day. Just let it all soak in there and eat all that rust, and then drain that out, shot back out what I could, and then I pressure washed everything in here, put my wand in here and just went all around. Drained that out, shot back everything out I could, and then I blew it dry and threw in some thinner, swished that around, drained that out, blew it dry again, and then I used this red coat to coat the entire tank, and same thing, left it on its side. You only want to leave it on its side, this stuff for like a minute, and then I just let it sit on the bottom, and then for a day, and then I put the air in it and let it cure. and it cures like a hard cult consistency. It's like a membrane kind of thing on there. It's not supposed to harden and flake off. It just always kind of stays, I don't know, kind of like gummy. But then I cleaned up the sending unit, made sure I didn't get anything on the barbs where this thing connects and reads out fuel levels. So bring the camera over and show kind of what that looks like. See if I get the light in here for you. See, it just kind of puts a membrane in there. And I've used this stuff in the past, and it works really good. I have full confidence in it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been painting this thing all up like it's a done project. So I might be eating crow for saying that, but we'll see. Next video, I'm going to put this on, put some new fuel lines in this thing, and see if we can't start cranking it over. All right, thanks for watching.